Emerson got to first with ease, Dave.
Difficult play. We're going to give there a base hit. So thanks for joining us. A little bit of technical difficulties opening up, but we're 2 batters into this game, both on base. Kaylee Swanson with a single now down to third. Katie Emerson a single now down to first. There's a hard hit ball to second. And mishandled. Everybody's safe. Swanson scores from third. Donahue safe on the error.
Back-to-back.
Emerson moves up to third. Go ahead.
Back-to-back errors that time as Sandy gets on the board first early, Dave.
Nobody out. So let me recap what's happened since we came on the air. Kaylee Swanson opened with a single. Katie Emerson then singled. We had runners at first and third. Taylor Donahue just reached first on an error. Swanson scored. Emerson down to third. Cleanup hitter Ruby Merrick, the pitcher. I'm sorry. Yes, this is Ruby Merrick, number 20, in the box. Right-handed hitter. Runners at the corner, nobody out. Ball popped up, second base, and retired. Everybody holds. Pop up to the second baseman, 4. Merrick the first out. Dakota Manor up. Again, Central Catholic, 8-8 overall, 6-2 in the Mount Hood Conference. Sandy, 13-7 overall, 5-3 in the Mount Hood Conference. Central ranked 22nd, Sandy 23rd. They met earlier in the year. Sandy won 10-7.
Yeah, right now.
Runner's going to go. Okay, that's the standard play on that. The short throw to the pitcher looks towards third. Runner goes back.
Right now, Central Catholic looking for vengeance as they lost last time, 10-7 to Sandy. So they really want to win this game, Dave.
Foul. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Let me set the defense for the Rams. Lomax, the catcher, Ava Rose at first, Grace Schellencourt at second, Olivia Pompetti at short, Ella Schellencourt at third. Another foul ball. Across the outfield, it's Emery Pike, Portland Razzo, and Sydney Ginter. We're in Owens Sports Complex at East Delta Park.
Yeah, we got a chance to speak to both coaches. TJ Pruneda, the head coach for Central Catholic in his 3rd year.
That ball fouled down the first baseline.
And additionally for Sandy, Chelsea Spainer, she's also in her 3rd year, Dave, so some pretty experienced coaches.
Ava Rose down at first base, went back in foul territory. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. First strikeout of the game for Lauterbach Smith.
Nasty pitch there from Lauterbach Smith. That one had some spin to it, Dave.
First off-speed pitch she threw, and it goes for a strikeout. Sam Holder, number 3 up. Holder, the first baseman. See if Rams can get out of this inning.
Lauterbach Smith elected to go low on that one, and that time she didn't bite on it. Good take.
Back in the box. Ball hit deep to left field, underneath it, and the catch. Great catch by Emery Pike, retires the side. Fly out to 7-4. For Sandy, top of the first. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 runners left on base. Our score after the top of the first. Sandy 1, Central Catholic nothing. Coming up for Central Catholic here in the bottom of the first, it'll be Portland Razzo, Jasmine Lauterbach Smith, and Olivia Pompetti, and they will face on the mound Ruby Merrick.
Well, Dave, Central Catholic are extremely relieved to only give up 1 run in that first half inning, as they had multiple runners on. Sandy had multiple runners on base, so they got to be pretty enthused to only be down 1-0 this early, Dave.
Last time we were here, it was Nelson and Central Catholic. The Rams won that game 10-7. That's Nelson's only loss this year in the Mount Hood Conference. Nelson led that game 4-0. At the end of the first, the Rams came back to win that one. So let's see if we can get something started early. Portland Razzo, the center fielder.
Yeah, Central Catholic, they're 5-0 in their last 5 games, while Sandy, they're 2-3 in their last 5. Rams are hot right now. They have won 5 games in a row. They most recently defeated Barlow in a league matchup last Monday in a high-scoring battle. 20-1 runs scored, combined runs scored in that game, as Central Catholic defeated Barlow 11-10. And as you mentioned, Rams 22nd overall, Pioneers 23rd, Dave.
Razzo, the hitter, Jasmine Lauderbeck-Smith on deck. Razzo, the left-handed hitter, in the box. Sliced that one foul down the third baseline. 0-1 the count.
Pretty nice day here at Delta Park.
Owen Sports Complex is really beautiful. There's a little chopper to third base, takes a big bounce. Safe down at first, so base hit for Razzo.
Great work that time from Razzo, as you mentioned, chopped it down, really caught the opposition off guard and just hopped over the head of Sandy.
Jasmine Lauderbeck-Smith at the plate, left-handed hitter. Right down the middle, strike, throw down to second. Nobody was covering. Fortunately, the second baseman, Sam Holder, got back there behind the bag and stopped that ball. So stolen base for Razzo. Two pitches, fastballs right down the middle, 0-2 the count.
That one was right down Broadway, Dave.
Let's see if we see the same pitch. We do. Grounder to second. Under the glove, up, shoveled over to first. Out at first, but advancing to third is Razzo.
Nice recovery that time from Katie Emerson, the second baseman, as she bobbled it a little bit and then picked it up and got the throw in time to get the out at first, Dave. Good recovery.
Emerson with the play that time. This is Olivia Pompetti, number 12, the shortstop. Mount Hood Conference Player of the Year last year. Right-handed hitter, good power. Power pitcher, power hitter. Let's see who wins. Fouled back into the net. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we got the chance to speak with both coaches, and Olivia Pompetti, as you mentioned, not only the reigning Player of the Year, but additionally, she's on a 10-game hit streak, Dave, and she has 7 games in a row with an RBI.
No balls, 2 strikes, high and outside. 1-2 the count.
Great take from Pompetti that time. That one was way upstairs.
Jim Mallory behind the plate. Bob Eisenhut down at, well, right now he's down at shortstop.
Right.
High, even the count up at 2-2. Steals home. Pitcher turned her back on the runner at third base. She took off. Steals home Portland Razzo, and that's her second stolen base here on the first play of the game.
Making 2 stolen bases and 1 run scored there for Portland Razzo. She evens things up at 1, Dave. This one's gotten interesting early.
You never turn, the catcher and pitcher turn their back on that runner at third base.
Rule number 1, never turn your head.
Very alert coaching by TJ Pineda. Low, it was 0-2. Olivia Pompetti's worked the count full.
One of the keys to the game from Pruneda was to be aggressive on the base pads, and we're seeing this early, Dave. Lots of stolen bases here for the Rams.
2-2 attempts in the top of the first with only 1 out. Hard liner over the shortstop. Going to be a base hit for Pompetti. She's going to go for 2. Slides in and safe. Alert base running by Pompetti.
Well, Pompetti, I see why she's the reigning Player of the Year in the Mount Hood Conference. That was a ball that was crushed there in between center and left field.
Over the shortstop's head. It'll bring up the catcher and the cleanup hitter, Delise Lomax. Another player with good power. There's a ball hit deep to center field. Back on the ball to catch. Pompetti will hold at second. It's 200 feet to the wall here, or to the fence. Pompetti probably hit that one 160, 170.
I'd say a good one.
I mean, Lomax.
A good 160 that time.
Fly out to 8. Grace Schellenkout up, the second baseman. By the way, she's a freshman. Hits that ball. That's going to drop for a single. Pompetti's going to come for home. No throw. Going to hold the runner at first. Gets by the first baseman. Nobody covering there. Schellenkout goes down to second. Pompetti scores on the base hit. An RBI for Lomax. For Schellenkout.
Another costly error that time from Sandy. Advanced the base runner that time for the Rams. It was Schellenkout.
Schellenkout with a single advances to second on the error. Pompetti scores 2-1. Rams.
Rams on top early, trying to extend their lead, Dave.
By the way, Grace is a freshman. This is her senior sister, Ella. Ella Schellenkout. First pitch, strike. Ella, the third baseman. Another strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on second, that's Grace Schellenkout. Popped up. And caught by the second baseman, retires to the side. Pop out to 4 for the Rams. 2 runs. 3 hits. 1 runner left on base. Our score at the end of 1, it is Rams 2, Pioneers 1.
Intriguing first inning, Dave. Rams on top early, and I've really been impressed with their great and elite base running. Not only base running, but just, overall just awareness on the base paths. They've just stolen a lot of bases so far.
Aggressive running, and it's paid off. Let me give you the schedule today in the Mount Hood Conference. Gresham is at Reynolds. Barlow at Clackamas. Nelson at David Douglas. And, of course, this game here, Sandy at Central. Oh, I was looking for my bag, Jack. Maybe you can hand it to me there.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, there we go.
Entering this game, Rams with the third best record in the Mount Hood Conference, 8-8 overall, 6-2 with just 2 losses in league play. Sandy, on the other hand, fourth best team in the Mount Hood Conference with a 13-7 record and 5-3 in league play.
What I like about the Mount Hood Conference standings is that Gresham and Central tied for second and 6-2. Nelson 7-1 at the top. Their 1 loss, it was to the Rams, the game we did here a couple of weeks ago. All right, first batter, top of the second. This is Maya Webster. She's the left fielder. No balls, 1 strike. Little nubber hit to second. Grace Schellenkout open over to first base. Over to Ava Rose. First batter retired. That's a good sign.
That time, Schellenkout with some great fielding abilities there. Got the throw to first in time.
All right, left-handed hitter up. This is the designated player, Riley Erickson, number 7. Off-speed pitch, dropped in the strike zone. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
That one was right in the zone.
Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the second, Rams lead 2-1. High. Goes off of Lomax's glove back to the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Back-to-back takes that time from Erickson. Good awareness from her.
Rams 2 runs on 3 hits. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sandy, 1 run on 2 hits. Scoreboard shows 3, so they gave that second play a hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, foul back.
Erickson liked what she saw that time, but you know what? That pitch was pretty fast. Hard to hit that one into play.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch outside, ball 3, 3-2.
Count grows full here. Interested to see what Lauterbach Smith is going to do this time. Probably going to just go down Broadway again.
Set, rocks, fires, outside, just outside.
That was very, very close. Yeah, just outside, as you mentioned, Dave. And she's going to first with a walk.
Erickson down at first. This brings up the catcher, Kiera Moffitt. Right-handed hitter in the box. Set. That ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Just outside on that one. That was very close to just sneaking in the inside of that box, Dave.
Fouled back. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner down at first. That's Riley Erickson. Rams lead 2-1, top of the second. Dave Hall, Jack McArthur for Oregon Sports Beat. There's the ball fouled down the third baseline.
You know, it's not as sunny as I expected it to be today, Dave. It was 79 degrees yesterday. But still pretty solid weather here at Delta Park.
Want to invite you to join us Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock at Walker Stadium at Lentz Park for the baseball game. That one popped up behind home plate.
Way up there.
And out of play. Again, Friday night, 5 o'clock, Walker Stadium, Lentz Park. It'll be the Central Catholic Rams baseball team against Nelson. Lauterbach Smith set, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball pulled foul down the left field line.
Yeah, that time Moffitt pulled it foul just because that ball was a little bit inside, not straight down Broadway as she was envisioning, but nevertheless a good effort from her.
There's a foul ball.
Yep. Say there went off of her foot that time.
It did. Ball outside, even the count up, 2-2. Inside. Count goes full. Throw down to first. Runner back.
Lauterbach Smith almost hit her that time on accident, but instead count grows full.
Here we go. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Lauterbach Smith. We go back to the top of the order. Kaylee Swanson. She singled in the first and scored.
Kaylee Swanson, the third baseman.
High. 1 ball, no strikes. Singled and scored in the top of the first. Fouled back.
Right towards us.
First 3 batters for the Pioneers in the top of the first, all single. They got a run out of it. Low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner down at first.
That one was just a smidge low. Almost caught the bottom part of the box, Dave.
High. 3 balls, 1 strike.
2 polar opposite pitches, one way low and that one up top, outside of the box. 3-1 now.
Lauterbach Smith has already walked one batter this inning. That ball hit to center, dropped between short and center. Base hit. Swanson now 2 for 2.
Great hit from Swanson that time. She hit that ball perfectly in the gap between the shortstop and the center fielder, Dave.
All right, single for Kaylee Swanson. This is Katie Emerson. She singled in the first. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Top of the second, 2-1. Rams lead. There's the strike. Took a little bit off that pitch.
Another fastball from Lauterbach Smith right down the middle again.
Swing and a miss. Lauterbach Smith has 2 strikeouts. She struck out Dakota Manor, struck out Kiera Moffitt this inning.
Try to make it a third K if you can get another strike here.
Ball popped up. It's going to drop. Runners coming home. Here's the throw. Lomax dropped it. Runners move up.
That time Lomax spilled it, Dave, unable to contain it, and just like that, we're all knotted at 2, Dave.
Emerson with another single. She's 2 for 2, an RBI. She goes down to second on the throw home. So we got runners at second and third. Swanson down at third, Emerson down at second. A run in, 2-2 in the dirt. Good throw that time from Portland Razzo in center field.
It's a great throw. I think that Central Catholics had some solid fielding, but Sandy additionally some great hitting.
This is Taylor Donahue. She singled in the first. So the top 2 hitters for Sandy, both have led off with 2 straight singles. Swing and a foul tip.
And both of those singles just hit perfectly into those outfield gaps where it's just almost impossible for the opposition to grab them in time. Just great awareness and hitting from Sandy so far.
2 balls, 1 strike. Inside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runners at second and third. Top of the second, we're tied at 2.
Wouldn't be surprised if she goes down Broadway.
There's a ball hit to second base, fielded over to first and retired. Ground out 4-3. But a run in for Sandy. 1 run. Two hits.
And 2 left stranded.
2 left on base. After an inning and a half, our score. Sandy 2, Central Catholic 2. Sandy 2 runs on 5 hits, 4 runners left on base. Coming up this inning for Central Catholic, it'll be the bottom of the order. The number 6 hitter, Sydney Ginter. She had a big game against Nelson. Then Ava Rose and Emery Pike.
Well, after there was a hitter's count that Jasmine Lauterbach Smith gave up when it went to 3-1, she almost had to go down Broadway and go for the fastball, but instead Sandy, they got the hit, but it was great fielding from the Rams, and they got the third out to retire the top of the second, Dave. But Sandy left 2 stranded. They could have scored a lot more in that one, but pretty solid pitching that's transpired here so far in the game from Lauterbach Smith. I've been impressed.
Ginter, the right fielder, Rose, the first baseman, and Pike, the left fielder, due up. Ginter, a senior, Rose, a senior, Pike, a sophomore. Ginter in the box, the left-handed hitter. Strike the fastball. Sandy won the first meeting, 10-7 in Sandy. Another pitch right down the middle. No balls, 2 strikes.
That time she looked perplexed. She couldn't believe that one.
All right, let's see if Merrick back down the middle again. I'd think after you threw 2 strikes right down the middle, you might nibble on the corners a little bit, but came right down the middle with another pitch.
Well, that time Ginter got what she wanted. He just couldn't get around it in time, so it went down the first base line and drew foul.
Merrick set, rocks, fires. Ball hit up the middle. That's going to drop. Base hit for Ginter.
Well, 4 fastballs in a row from Merrick, and Ginter just really liked what she saw. She just had to keep on swinging at it, Dave, after those first 2 takes. She just had to keep it rolling and finally got what she wanted. Now she's on base. Solid hit from her.
Another left-handed hitter, Ava Rose, the first baseman, the senior, in the box. High, inside. Merrick relies on that fastball. She's thrown very few curves, very few off-speed pitches.
I agree. We've seen a lot of fastballs from her.
Fouled back.
Another fastball, but not really that surprising, right, Dave? Because as you mentioned, she's mostly throwing those.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Ginter down at first. 2-2. Emery Pike on deck. And right down the middle, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rose shook her head, she knew. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game for Merrick. Emery Pike, the left fielder, up, the sophomore. Catcher sets up outside. Bunt, foul.
Showed bunt that time.
Looking for the bunt that time. Moffitt set up outside.
I wouldn't be shocked if she goes bunt here again just because there's been so many fastballs that's almost predictable.
Squares around the bunt, high. Throw down to second, goes through. Stolen base that time for Ginter.
Well, that time Pike showed bunt, but even though she didn't get any contact on the ball, it didn't really matter because Ginter advanced to second, Dave, so it worked out for the Rams that time.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a ball hit down to second, up with it over to first. Ginter moves down to third.
Well, now Rams have a runner in scoring position trying to break this tie early.
2 out. We go back to the top of the order. Portland Razzo up. Singled in the first, stole second, stole home. Inside, ball 1.
That was way inside.
Here we are in the second inning. Razzo already has 2 stolen bases and a run. And look, the throw back to the pitcher goes over the pitcher's head. Ginter takes off and scores. Second time we went to home on third base, either on a stolen base or an overthrow back to the pitcher.
Another costly error for Sandy ends up in favor of the Rams, and now they retake the advantage, Dave, 3-2.
Chopper to third base, over to first. Goes by the first baseman. Razzo takes off for second. Gonna take for third, the throw in time. No, Razzo in. Razzo all the way to third. Razzo down to first, goes to third on the overthrow and the error.
Make it a triple.
We're gonna give her a single. She gets second on the overthrow and third on the error. In the box, it's the pitcher, Jasmine Lauterbach Smith. She grounded out to second in the first inning. Chopper back to the pitcher, over her head, and knocked down. No throw over to first. Razzo scores her second run of the game. Single for Lauterbach Smith and an RBI.
Well, that time Lauterbach Smith sliced that one downwards, and it just popped over the head of Merrick, and she just couldn't reach it in time.
3 hits this inning for the Rams. Pompetti is up. She singled in the first.
Merrick talking things over with her squad.
At the plate, it's Pompetti. Single in the first. Runner at first, that is Lauterbach Smith. Down in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Rams lead 4-3, 4 runs, 6 hits. Chopper foul down the third baseline. TJ Pineda smiles. He went to field and it went off his hand. Pompetti in the box. She stands way up in the box. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Great pitch there from Merrick. She went right down the middle again, and that time Pompetti thought she was going to go ball, so she didn't hit it.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at first. There's a strike, cut the bottom portion of the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on first. Rams lead 4-2, bottom of the second.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lots of twos here, Dave.
And another stolen base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on second. Deuces are wild.
Literally. I mean, right as I said that, it's like almost like it's manifestation. She just advanced to second right after I was talking about how many twos there are, right?
Pompetti outside, and she draws a walk. Now runners at first and second. This is Lomax. She flied out to center in the first, hit the ball a long way.
Yeah, she was about 45 feet away from hitting that one out earlier, Dave.
The main fences here are 300 feet. For softball, they're 200. Well, all softball, but for high school, 200 feet. Lomax the catcher.
Well, 4-2 the score. And if we're talking about twos here, Central Catholic, they have twice as many runs as Sandy.
Here we go. Another ball hit hard. That may drop in the gap. It does. And Pompetti's going to score. I'm sorry, Lauterbach Smith is going to score.
That's right, Lauterbach Smith scored. Now Pompetti's on second.
Pompetti's at second. Lomax is down at first with a base hit. So Lauterbach Smith scores. Pompetti down to second. Lomax at first. Grace Schellencourt at the plate. Chopper back to the mound. Off the pitcher's glove.
Oh, that's close.
And forced at second.
She got her in time. That's going to retire the second, Dave.
So that was a fielder's choice. Goes to second for the force out. For the Rams that inning. 3 runs. Let me get to the hits here. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Rams now lead 5-2. 5 runs on 7 hits. Pioneers 2 runs on 5 hits. We go to the top of the third. Coming up for the Pioneers, it'll be Ruby Merrick, Dakota Manor, and Sam Holder. Here's the current standings in the Mount Hood Conference. Nelson first is with 7-1. Gresham and Central tied for second, 6-2. Sandy and Barlow tied for 4th at 5-3. 6th is Clackamas at 2-6. Reynolds 1-7, and David Douglas 0-8. Here's the current state rankings for Mount Hood Conference teams. Nelson 26, Gresham 16, Central Catholic 22, Sandy 23, Barlow 18, Clackamas 40, Reynolds 45, and David Douglas 46. That's out of 48 teams.
Yeah, this is a top 25 matchup, and as you mentioned, Central Catholic 22nd ranked by OSAA, and Sandy on the other hand 23rd. But additionally, another interesting thing is the fact that Central Catholic, they have the 3rd best record in the Mount Hood Conference, while the Pioneers, Sandy, they have the 4th. So both these teams super talented and really close to each other in the rankings.
Actually, Central Catholic is tied for 2nd. Gresham and Central Catholic both 6-2. But Gresham 14-6 overall. They're the highest ranked team in the Mount Hood Conference.
Right.
Ruby Merrick at the plate. Ball hit deep to center field, over, and the catch. Oh, nice play by Portland Razzo. A deep fly out to center field.
Great alertness that time from Razzo. That time, better communication from Central Catholic as she called out that time and got it. Made the catch.
Razzo with the big catch. Dakota Manor at the plate. She struck out in the 1st. Inside, ball 1.
Well, that time Lauderback Smith almost hit her just inside.
Lauderback Smith has
Just
2
outside.
strikeouts. Manor at the plate. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the 3rd, Rams lead 5-2.
Outside back-to-back times. Good take that time.
We've had a couple of hard hit balls to center field, one by each team, both of them caught. There's a strike, caught the outside corner. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Popped up to second base. Grace Schellenkamp pulls that one down. Pop out 4-3. Sam Holder up. She flew out to left in the 1st.
Well, that one was hit right into the glove of Schellenkamp. She didn't have to do much to make that catch, Dave.
Grace got off to a slow start on the first couple of ground balls, but since then, she's been perfect in the field. Chopper down to 1st, drops fair inside the first base line. It's a single. Holder late on the swing, chopped it down the first base line.
Great hit from Holder. She smoked that one down the first base line, Dave.
Maya Webster due up. Webster grounded out to 2nd in the 2nd inning. Strike inside. Looked a little low to me, but umpire called that one a strike. No balls, 1 strike. I'm not the official scorer. There's a ball hit to left. That's gonna, no. Pompetti dropped back on the grass and pulled it down.
She's walking off the field with a smile. That time she had really good awareness to just grasp that ball and come to it first.
Wasn't hit quite as hard as I
Right.
thought. And Pompetti took a couple of steps back and got it. For the Sandy Pioneers, that inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. After 2.5, our score, Central Catholic 5, Sandy 2. Due up this inning for the Central Catholic Rams, it'll be Ella Schellenkamp, Sydney Ginter, and Ava Rose.
Yeah, interesting match so far. Central Catholic with a 3-run lead, 5-2. Lots of scoring transpiring in this one so far, but still plenty left of softball left to play. Sandy find themselves down 3, but lots of time.
All right, Ella Schellenkamp popped out to second base in the 1st inning. In between innings, I'll give you the top 10 teams in the state, and you'll be familiar with all of them. Foul ball down the first baseline. No balls, 1 strike. Ella Schellenkout at the plate. High, ball 1. Ruby Merrick on the mound for Sandy.
In the first couple of innings, it seemed like Merrick, she really just liked to go with a lot of fastballs. The majority of her pitches were fastballs, and now she's switching it up a little bit more, electing to go with more balls.
Merrick set. Fires. Ball chopped over the first baseman's head. That's going to be a base hit. Ella Schellenkout with a base hit to lead off the bottom of the third. At the plate, Sydney Ginter. Ginter singled in the second. Leadoff runner on for the Rams. I believe he called that a strike.
Looks like he went with a ball on that one.
Scoreboard shows the ball. Swing and a miss by Ginter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ginter singled and scored a run in the second. That pitch, off-speed pitch, and what happened here is Ginter, after she swung, stepped in front of the plate. The catcher couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher. Kind of halfway through it, and it went down to third base. The umpire just went out and warned Ginter, don't stand in front of the catcher. That'll be interference.
Right, I don't think it was on purpose, but yeah. Nevertheless, it transpired.
There's the ball hit to second. Off the second baseman, it's going to be a base hit. Ginter with the single down at first. Ella Schellenkout moves up to second.
Right, well hit ball from Ginter that time, and it goes off of the glove of the shortstop, or rather second baseman.
Wait a minute. The runner on second just came home. There must have been interference. I didn't see the call. The runner on second is out. Bunt, that's going to move the runner up. Throw down to first. Goes off the first baseman's glove. Here comes a throw home. Safe. Throw down to second. Safe. The Rams are just running around the base.
Another error. Back-to-back errors. He's going home.
And this is going to clear the bases. And that is what you call Little League baseball. Yeah. And everybody scores. So it's a base hit for Rose. A single. Then everybody throws the ball around. Schellenkout scores. Ginter scores.
And now the two umpires, Jim Valerie and Bob Eisenhut. Lots of combined experience between the two umps, talking things over to go over what happened on that last play to see if to discuss whether or not the runner was safe or out.
Here's what we have. Ella Schellenkout singled. Ginter singled. We had runners on first and second. Now there's somebody yelling foul ball. I don't think that was a foul ball call. It wasn't. All 3 runs count.
Yeah, after they talked things over, they decided that the runner was safe at the plate. So 7-deuce the score, Dave.
No RBIs on that. All those runs are unearned. So 2 runs scored. Ginter scored and Rose scored. Emery Pike at the plate. She grounded out to second in the second. 1 out. That was Ella Schellencourt. And that was on an interference call. I hope that makes all sense now. Yeah. Schellencourt was out on the interference after she singled. Ginter singled. Then Rose laid down a bunt. Ginter scored because Sandy threw the ball around, and then Rose scored. 7-2 now.
7-2 now with the Rams with the commanding lead. They're up by 5. Trying to extend it right now, Dave, here.
Pike at the plate, nobody on, 1 out. Popped up behind first base. Is it going to drop there? No, foul. Rams now have 7 runs on 10 hits. Pioneers 2 runs on 6 hits. Pike at the plate. We'll go back to the top of the order. Razzo on deck. It'll be her 3rd at bat in 3 innings. Low. Pike walks. Razzo at the plate. Razzo 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs, 2 stolen bases.
Portland Razzo entering this game with an 8-game hit streak, and she has 7 games in a row with a stolen base, now making a 9-game hit streak. She's 2 for 2 today, Dave.
Foul, strike 1. Rams have 7 runs. They have 2 RBIs. 5 of those runs are unearned. Merrick sets, fires, fouled. There's a camera on the screen right behind home plate, and that hit the camera. Hope everything's okay there.
Hopefully that camera is not broken. That'll be good for whoever the owner of that camera is, right?
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. In the dirt, there goes the runner. I can't, I've lost track. I wasn't keeping track of the number of stolen bases the Rams have. It's at least 5 right now. Razzo at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pops that one up. Center field, back on the ball. Runner tags up and going to go down to 3rd.
Great tag up that time from Emery Pike, the left fielder. Second, the outfielder caught the ball. She just had to sprint to 3rd and got there in time, Dave.
2nd out. This brings up Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith. She grounded out in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, and scored. Foul back into the screen.
Thankfully not the phone screen, just this back screen, right?
There's a ball hit down to 3rd, gets by the 3rd, over to short, the long throw, no time. And Pike scores. Lauterbach-Smith was a single.
Yeah, that hit from Lauterbach-Smith had some torque to it. Some serious spin on that one.
2nd RBI of the game for Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Faye Gordon's going to run. So Faye Gordon is going to run for Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith, the pitcher. Olivia Pompetti at the plate. She doubled in the 1st, walked in the 2nd. High, ball 1. There's the ball hit deep, gonna fall, yes, over the left fielder's head. Runner's gonna score, Pompetti's going for 2nd, and Gordon scores the runner for Lauterbach-Smith. Pompetti with her 2nd double of the game, and an RBI for her.
Wow, what a hit there from Pompetti. She had some serious power behind that one, Dave. That was just feet away from hopping the wall, or should I say the fence.
Boy, she hits good line drives. This is
smoked,
Lomax.
She smoked that one. That was really close to going out.
This is Lomax. Flied out in the first, singled in the second. She's 1 for 2. High. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Pompetti down at second. 9-2.
That pitch from Eric was upstairs. She's shown more and shown and exemplified more versatility with her pitching.
Boy, one thing I noticed about Pompetti and Lomax, watch how wide open their stance is. The first, they're way up in the box. Wide open stance. Got their foot almost on the front chalk line.
Another thing I'm noticing is a lot of Central Catholic players, they like hitting with no gloves, right? It's really just personal preference.
There's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike.
I played baseball for a year, but when I played, I wore gloves almost every time, but it really is just off preference, right, Dave?
Right, I never wore a glove. Of course, when I played, they used wooden bats.
Right.
Chopper down to second, over to first. That'll retire the side.
And Sandy stops the bleeding after giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the third that time, and now the score make it 12-6, or rather 9-6.
So 4 runs on 5 hits. Rams now 9 runs on 12 hits.
Right, 9-2 the score, excuse me. 12-2 on the hit disparity there.
Top of the 4th coming up. Due up 4. The Sandy Pioneers, Riley Erickson, Kara Moffitt, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Kaylee Swanson. Top of the 4th, 9-2.
Still plenty of softball left to play, but I've been pretty impressed with both sides so far. Rams, obviously, 7-run lead, currently 9-2.
Are we going to have a 10-run rule game?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams get a 10th one pretty soon. Boy, they've been hitting the ball. I mean, we haven't seen any home runs yet, per se, but it's getting close to being a double-digit game.
All right. Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith on the mound. Struck out 2. At the plate, Erickson. Erickson walked in the second and scored. Nine to 2 our score. Inside, ball 1.
That one looks like it just caught a smidge of the outside there. It could have gone either way.
There's a strike, caught the outside on the other side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But like you said, Dave, we're not umpires. We're just here to call the game.
Swing and a miss.
I've refereed other sports, just not baseball. Refereed basketball and soccer. We're just haven't umped yet.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I have umpired, and I don't ever want to do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout of the game for Lauterbach-Smith.
Solid stuff from Lauterbach-Smith.
This will bring up Kiara Moffitt, the catcher. She struck out in the second.
Great take that time from Moffitt. That one was way low.
1 ball, no strikes. One down. Moffitt at the plate. Swanson on deck. That ball outside. Here's an oddity for you, Jack. The Rams have scored in the 3 innings they've been at the plate. 2 runs, 3 runs, and 4 runs.
They have to score a 5th on the next one.
The number of hits they've got for 3, 4, and 5.
I mean, they have to score 5 in the next one, right?
Right. On 6 hits.
Right. We'll see if it can happen.
Swing. Oh, did she hold up? Strike.
I mean, this has been a pretty peculiar game in the sense of all the 2s we saw earlier, you know.
Swing. And another strike. Tried to hold up on both those pitches.
And now it's a full count. I would not be shocked to see Lauterbach Smith go down the middle again with a fastball.
That was an off-speed pitch. There's a fastball high. Moffitt walks.
She did go with the fastball, but wasn't down the middle, just a little bit high.
Swanson up. Swanson singled in the first, singled in the second, scored in the first. She has an RBI. There's the ball hit. Pompetti, it goes under her glove. Single.
Pompetti unable to reach that one in time. That was a well-hit ball.
So runners at first and second with 1 out. Katie Emerson up. Emerson singled in the first, singled in the second. She has an RBI.
Enormous opportunity for Sandy to get some runs on the board, Dave. They got 2 runners on with just 1 out currently.
Inside and high, ball 1.
Good take from Emerson, the second baseman.
Throws back to the mound, you always back those up no matter what. Chopper foul. That ball went over Lauterbach Smith's head, and Schellenkamp was backing up behind there. Inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. Top of the 4th, 9-2 Rams lead.
Another solid take from Emerson. She's exemplified patience in this one.
There's the strike, even the count up 2-2. There's the ball hit in the gap between left and center. Here comes the throw to home. And the runner holds up. That's going to load up the bases. Moffitt goes down to third. Swanson down to second. Emerson with the single loads up the bases. 2 straight singles.
Bases loaded for the Pioneers with just 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Think of this,
Jack.
Jack.
They're trying to get back in this one.
The top of Sandy's orders, the first 2 hitters. You know what they are?
What?
6 for 6.
Wow.
All singles.
Can't get much better than that, can you?
Nope. Taylor Donahue up. Donahue singled in the first. Grounded out. There's a ball hit deep. Right field.
Almost
Off
a homer.
the wall. Going to clear the bases. Oh. Don't throw it. All right. A double off the wall, scores 2.
That was just feet away from being a grand slam.
Moffitt scores. Swanson scores from second. Emerson goes down to third. We almost had 2 runners down to third. 2 RBIs for Donahue. She's got 3 of the 4 RBIs.
I mean, the power that Donahue showed with that hit, she just blistered that ball into the right field. I mean, I thought it was gone.
It was hard hit off the wall. I thought it was going to clear the bases. There's another hard hit ball. That's going to drop. Throw home. And that's going to be a double for Merritt.
And after scoring just 2 combined runs in the first 3 innings. Sandy now with 3 runs in the 4th.
By the way, Emerson scored. Donahue down at third, Merrick down at second in the double. Let me check here. And that is 4 straight hits for Sandy.
Wow.
A single, a double, and another double.
Well, Dave, the momentum has completely shifted as Sandy, as I mentioned, just 2 runs in the first 3 innings. Now they've scored 3 in the 4th, and now the score is 9-5. They're only down by 4.
Lauterbach Smith stays in.
They got 2-1 with 1 out.
Swing and a miss. This is Dakota Manor. Struck out in the first, grounded out to second in the third. Runners is second and third with 1 out. 9-5 now. Second strike, 2 strikes.
Lauterbach Smith going back to what has been working for her. Just simple fastballs down the middle.
Popped up. Grace Schellenkout underneath that, got it. Throw home, not going to be in time. Runners move up.
Well, I'll make it 9-6, Dave. Now the Pioneers just trailing by 3. Super entertaining and intriguing game we've witnessed so far.
So Merrick moves down to third base. An RBI by Dakota Manor. Sam Holder up. Two out. Runner at third. That is Merrick. Sam Holder up. Flied out to left in the first. Singled. There's the ball hit to left. Come in on the ball and third out. Retired. Holder flies out to 7. The second time she's done that. So let's get it here. Let's see.
Emery Pike with a great catch that time to retire the 4th.
4
Or
runs.
the top of the 4th, excuse me.
4 runs on 4 hits. So let me give you the totals here. After 3.5, Central Catholic 9 runs on 12 hits. Sandy 6 runs on 10 hits. Rams up here in the bottom of the 4th, and coming to the plate it will be Grace Schellenkout, Ella Schellenkout, and Sydney Ginter. Well, things changed rapidly there.
Right. I mean, 4 runs in 1 inning for Sandy. Can't really complain about that, can you, if you're Sandy?
Here's the top 10 teams in the state quickly. Sunset number 1, 19-2. Sherwood, Jesuit, North Medford, Westland 5, Roseburg, West Salem, McMinnville, Glencoe, and Forest Grove. Grace Schellenkout in the box. She's 1 for 2. Single in the first.
That time Ruby Merrick patted herself on the chest, saying, "That's me." You know, she was way up top on that one.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Merrick finds the zone once again. 1-1 now the count.
Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rams have scored 2, 3, and 4 runs in the first, second, and third inning. Another foul ball.
After the Rams scored 4 in the 3rd inning, Sandy responded with 4 runs of their own at the top of the 4th, Dave.
Popped up. Center field comes in. Fly out to 8. 1 down. This is Ella Schellenkout coming up. She popped up to the second baseman in the first, singled and scored in the third.
Way up top for Merrick that time, trying to regain her control of the zone.
Another foul ball back into the net. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Well, now the rain is starting to pick up. Classic Oregon weather, am I right, Dave?
Wasn't it 80 degrees yesterday?
It was 80 degrees yesterday.
Foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Degrees yesterday and 65 and cloudy now.
Foul ball. Ella Schellenkout at the plate.
Central Catholic trying to regain control of this game, Dave, after they conceded 4 runs in the 4th inning, top of the 4th.
All on 1 big hit.
All right.
Foul ball down the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sydney Ginter on deck. She's 2 for 2. 2 singles, 2 runs.
Yeah, great game for Ginter so far. She's trying to keep this thing rolling.
Another ball foul back. Bottom of the 4th. Popped up. Pitcher calls for that and takes it.
Good communication there from Sandy as Merrick said, hey, I got this one. It's in my hands now.
Well, you know, the general rule is pitchers never take those balls. They don't practice that. Infielders that call the pitcher off on that. But she caught it, so Sydney Ginter to the plate, 2 for 2.
Right down the boulevard that time. Right down the middle for Merrick. Great work from her.
Ball hit to center field and caught. A diving catch out there in center field by Taylor Donahue. Think about that for the Rams. 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down is right. A unreal catch there from Donahue.
So
we
Donahue
we should just call her diving Donahue. I mean, that was unreal. That was the catch of the game so far.
No runs, no hits, nobody left on base after 4. Our score, Central Catholic 9, Sandy 6.
That was a hard catch to make, and she made it look easy.
Top of the 5th coming up for Sandy. It'll be the number 7 hitter Maya Webster, Riley Erickson, and Kiara Moffitt. Again, I want to remind you, baseball game coming up Friday, 5 o'clock the start time on that here on Oregon Sports Beat. It'll be Central Catholic and Nelson, Walker Stadium at Lentz Park.
So no runs for the Rams in the 4th inning after conceding 4. 6-9 the score, just a 3-run differential, Dave. If you're Sandy here, still got a lot of momentum on your side.
Think of this, the Pioneers have scored in 3 of the 4 innings. The Rams have scored in 3 of the 4 innings. The Rams have just scored more.
Yeah, right. And it's pretty hysterical that in the 3rd and 4th innings, both of each side shut each other out and then scored 4, right?
Yep. There's a chopper down to second base. And safe. That ball had so much spin on it that when it bounced in front of Grace Jellicoe, it kicked to the right off her glove.
It was incredibly difficult for her to regain control of that ball once it came into her hands, and as you mentioned, just bounced off of her glove.
Strike, first pitch strike to Riley Erickson. Erickson walked in the second and scored, struck out in the fourth. So Donahue with 2 big catches last inning. Remember, she's the hitter who doubled off the wall to knock in those runs.
Right. We've seen a lot of plays where players have just smoked the ball and it's been so close to going out, and then it just bounces off of the wall after taking a hop. It's the ground first and then hits the wall, but no one's hit one out so far tonight.
Low, there goes the runner, the throw. Safe. Oh, I thought she got her on the top of the helmet.
They say safe, and they're going to talk this one over, Dave, as some adamant reactions from the crowd there.
I don't know who's talking it over.
We'll see if it's talking over.
Yep. TJ Pineda's going to come out and talk to the umpire. I don't think he's going to change that call, but to me it looked like she tagged her on the top of the helmet.
Yeah, it looked like that she made that tag in time. We'll see what the verdict is.
And Pioneer saying, well, you ran on us, we're going to run on you.
Right? Speaking of runs, just an inconceivable amount of runs in this game so far. 15 combined, 9-6 the score. Rams still on top by 3. Still a lot of softball left to be played. Just the 5th inning. I mean, 9-6 the score. Lots of scoring going on, Dave.
TJ lost that argument. There's no court of appeals here, so.
Yeah, it looks like it, right? I mean, he wishes there was, and if I was him, rightfully so, I would feel the same way, right?
2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a strike on the outside corner. Expect Erickson to hit away this time with those 2 strikes. There's the ball, hit up in the air. It's going to drop. It does. And a throw over to third base. A throw back to no.
Making a double. She ended up getting all the way to second because of the miscommunication from Central Catholic, Dave.
So we're going to give Erickson a single. Webster goes over to third base. Erickson down to second. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Kiera Moffitt at the plate.
Sandy with a chance to tie the game with a home run here.
There's the ball hit to third. Oh, hit right to the third baseman. Caught it, reached around and tagged the runner. That's a double, unassisted double play.
Well, that's a rarity. That was pretty impressive work there by Central Catholic's fielding.
So lined out that time to Ella Schellenkout. She just reached down and tagged the runner who was off third base, and a double play.
Right, wow.
Erickson stays down at second. So again, Moffitt lined out. She was out.
And that time she got hit by the ball. She's
right,
going
hit by
to
a
get
pitch.
advanced there that time.
That was Swanson, hit by a pitch.
Lauterbach Smith lost control of that one and ended up hitting the batter. So 2 on for Sandy, Dave, with just 2 outs.
This is Katie Emerson. She's 3 for 3, by the way. Outside, ball 1. What I was saying again was that ball went to Schellenkout down at third. She swiped and tagged the runner who was off base down at third for the double play. Two balls, no strikes to Emerson.
Emerson likely got a swing on this one. He elects to not do so. That's a little low.
So we've got Erickson down at second. Swanson down at first, hit by the pitch. 3-0 the count now on Emerson. You know who's on deck? Donahue. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Still a favorable hitter's count for Emerson here.
Chop back to the pitcher, over to first base, and retired the side. Ground out 1-3. No runs. 2 hits. 2 runners left on base. Our score after 4.5. Central Catholic 9, Sandy 6. Rams got out of an inning that time. So great double play that time by Ella Schellenkout. Rams coming up bottom of the 5th. After going out 1-2-3 last inning, they'll bring up Ava Rose, Emery Pike, and back to the top of the order, Portland Razzo.
Right, as the wind is seriously starting to pick up here, isn't it, Dave?
Is it blowing in or out? I think it's blowing in.
I think in. I'm not a scientist, it's hard to say, but I'd say in if I had to make a decision and give you an answer there.
I was looking for our flag.
Right?
I don't see it.
Right over the scoreboard, Dave.
Right over the scoreboard is the
Oh,
flag.
there it is. Okay. Swing. This is Ava Rose. Struck out in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 3rd.
A slider there for Merrick. That one had some serious drop to it.
High, ball 1, even the count up.
That one looked like it was inside.
Each team now with 12 hits in this game, and both pitchers still around.
Well, earlier it was 12-6 to them with the hitting, and now it's all tied up at 12. So just
Inside.
Go ahead.
2 balls, 1 strike. You know how I know the wind is blowing in?
How so?
Got dirt in my eyes.
That's not good.
That's a strike. 3 balls. I'm sorry, that's a ball. High, just high. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Just a couple innings ago, Central Catholic was out hitting the Pioneers 12-6 and had twice as many hits, and now it's 12-12 on the hits.
Foul ball back into the screen.
How the tables have turned. 9-6 the score. Central Catholic up by 3. It was 9-2 just minutes ago, it feels like, but wow.
Merrick set. Umpire didn't have his mask on. Now he's got it.
I don't have my mask on either, but, but the fence is here, so I think I'm good. Well, if the fence wasn't there, it would not have been good.
No sooner did Jack say that than the foul ball comes back and hits right in front of me.
It's almost like I drew that one up and pre-planned it.
I want to say this, I didn't flinch.
Flinchless. Wow.
And a strikeout.
So 1 out.
And that's the first strikeout of the game for Mary. No, I'm sorry. She's got Rose twice. Once in the 2nd, once here in the 5th.
Her 3rd so far in the 5th inning.
Oh, ball lined to the 2nd baseman. Great catch by Emerson.
Emerson had to use her outstretched arms to make that catch, but she really made it look effortless that time, Dave.
And Merrick, 5 straight batters retired. This brings up Portland Razzo, singled in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, flied out to right in the 3rd.
Razzo trying to get her team to rally here, even though they're up top right now, up by 3. Still a really close ball game, 9-6.
Strike down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out.
Yeah, I feel you there. I empathize with you. I'm starting to get dirt in my eye as well.
Merrick has 2 strikeouts. Both times he struck out Rose. Razzo at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Bottom of the 5th. Chopper takes a big bounce, goes to first. No. didn't even make the throw. Razzo with a single. Her third hit of the game.
She's a fast runner, isn't she? She just got to the first base in a blink of an eye.
Lauterbach up. She's 2 for 3. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Remember, Razzo has stole a couple of bases.
She almost stole another one right there.
She's going.
There she is.
Another stolen base. That's 3 stolen bases for Portland Razzo. Scoring position now. The bunt, foul.
Speaking of stolen bases, head coach for the Rams, TJ Perneda, mentioned to me how they need to be aggressive on the base paths. And Dave, we've seen plenty of stolen bases here tonight.
Low and in the dirt, going for a third. And safe. Did I say 3? She's got 4.
Fourth time's a charm there for Razzo.
Think of this.
She just makes it look easy.
Razzo has stole second twice, third once, and home once. High. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third, bottom of the 5th. Rams lead 9-6.
Rams trying to extend their lead and get this thing to double digits as they're only on top by 3 now, 9-6.
Chopper over to first and retires the side. Ground out. 4-3. Rams that inning, no runs. 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. After 5, our score, Central Catholic 9, Sandy 6.
Well, Dave, after a collective 8 combined runs within the 3rd and 4th innings between both sides, since the end of the top of the 4th inning where Sandy scored 4, nobody scored at all.
A scoreless inning that time.
Right.
All right, top of the 6th, due up for the Pioneers. It is going to be Taylor Donahue, Ruby Merrick, and Dakota Manor. Two balls, no strikes. Hit to second, fielded up over to first, run scores. So Donahue scores. Dakota Manor goes down to second. Holder out. So 2 out, run at second, 1 run in, 9-7 our score.
And now Coach Pernade is going to come out to the mound to talk things over. As it's just a 2-run ball game right now, Dave, as it stands. 16 combined runs between the two teams, 9-7 the score. Rams still on top by 2.
Maya Webster, the hitter, she grounded out to second in the second, lined out to a shortstop in the third, and singled in the 5th. Strike. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner on second. Chopper hit to second, over to first, and the out. Grace Schellencount over to Ava Rose. For the Sandy Pioneers, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. Going to the bottom of the 6th, our score, Central Catholic 9, Sandy 7. coming up for the Rams, it will be Pompetti, Lomax, and Grace Schellenkout.
As the 10 is almost flying away from us. We're trying to make sure it doesn't, but
Oh,
yeah. Well, shout out to Ala for, making sure it's held down in this front part, right?
okay.
I can't promise you we're not going to get any more dirt in our eyes, but hopefully I can promise the 10 doesn't fly off, right? Well, 9-7 the score. Rams still on top with just about an inning and a half left to play. So the Rams are trying to extend their lead. Pioneers trying to inch their way back into this one.
Rams want some insurance runs, up by 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Pompetti at the plate. Single in the first, walked in the second. Doubled in the third. In the box, Pompetti set. Merrick delivers.
Ooh, that one almost hit her.
Inside, ball 1, high and tight.
2-0 the count. Great take from Pompetti that time.
Pompetti set. Merrick, ball hit. Foul down the left field line. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Another hitter's count for the Rams. And now Merrick's going to have to go down Broadway again.
Outside, ball 4.
Goes outside and walks another one.
So Pompetti walks here in the top of this, or bottom of the 6th, the leadoff hitter.
The Rams yet to score an insurance run, but called an insurance walk, Dave.
Pompetti is actually 2 for 2 with 2 walks.
So 2 walks for her.
Chopper towards second. Pompetti slides in, runner over, or throw over to first, gets the runner. So Lomax advances Pompetti down to second. Lomax grounds out. First out, this brings up Grace Schellenkout.
Extremely low that pitch that time for Merrick. Great take.
Hard hit ball to the shortstop, off her glove. Runner gonna be safe. Pompetti moves up to third. Schellenkout down to first. Runners at the corner.
Well, that's almost a miscue for.
It's a bunch. Hard hit ball to second base. Over to first, run scores. Pompetti gets one of those insurance runs.
And that insurance run was much needed for the Rams, and now they've reached double digits in scoring, Dave. They're on top by 3, 10-7.
And Grace Schellenkout down at third. Runner at third, 2 out. Sidney Ginter at the plate.
Oh, that one goes right towards us again. Fouled off, foul tip. Well, Dave, after the Rams didn't score a singular run in the 4th or 5th inning, now they're back on the board once again.
Ginter steps in. She's got a couple of singles and a couple of runs.
She had to lean back to evade that one.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Sidney looking for an RBI.
Got a runner in scoring position on third.
popped it up high. Shortstop coming in, basket catches it. Pop out to 6. So for the Rams, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. Going to the top of the 7th, Rams lead this one 10-7. Do you remember what the score was the first time these two teams played?
10-7.
It was 10-7.
That was the final, though. So we still got another inning here.
Well, we got a half an
We
inning.
got half an inning, right? Call it a half inning, if you will.
First time these two teams played in Sandy. Sandy won 10-7. Here we are at the Rams home field at Delta. Rams lead 10-7.
Well, how crazy would it be if this game also ended 10-7? That would be extremely peculiar, wouldn't it, Dave?
Not so much.
No, you don't think so? Have you seen enough? Have you seen a lot of superstitious things in your life?
You mean in baseball games?
Just in your life and in baseball games.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not sure. That will be pretty funny, though, if the score did end 10-7.
All right, due up for the Rams in the top of the 7th. Riley Erickson, Kara Moffitt, and we'll go back to the top of the order to Kaylee Swanson.
They did a position change. The second baseman is now the pitcher.
Second baseman's not the pitcher.
And the pitcher went to second base.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what that means is Grace Schellencount goes on the mound for the top of the 7th, and Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith moved to second base. That was the umpire that was helping us out there. So Grace Schellencount on the mound. Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith goes 6, gives up 7 runs, 13 hits, strikes out 3.
Yeah, great work from Jasmine Lauterbach-Smith. She's got to be exhausted after exerting that much energy, and just after all that work, she deserves to take a seat.
Lots of pitches. We'll see if Grace Schellencount is going to get a save, be the closer and get a save. First hitter will be Riley Erickson. Walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and singled in the 5th. 1 for 2 with a walk. Left-handed hitter steps in the box. Pioneers down 3. Foul back. No balls, 1 strike.
Sandy desperately trying to keep this momentum going, trailing by 3 with their last opportunity to even it up or potentially get a win.
In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. I was watching Lomax, the catcher. There's different theories about catchers, how to stand. Some squat down, some sit down. You watch her, she'll shift out of squatting and sit down. High, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, to be a good catcher, you have to have elite reflexes, and that time she had great awareness and reflexes.
2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Leadoff hitter in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rams lead 10-7. Thanks for joining us here today at Oregon Sports Feed. There's the ball hit to center field, underneath it, yes. Great defensive play that time by Portland Razzo. She's had a great game.
Yeah, Razzo really has had a spectacular game so far. That catch is just too easy for her, right in her glove.
All right, Kiera Moffitt up, number 42, the catcher. Struck out in the 2nd, walked and scored in the 4th, and lined out in the 5th. There's a ball, foul ball over by the first base fence. No. Rose couldn't get there.
Almost got it.
No balls, 1 strike.
And she almost got it that time, but it was an extremely difficult catch to make, and she was just inches away from running into that fence, so I don't blame her.
Ball hit. That ball's out to left field. Drops. Backed up by the center fielder. Good job by Razzo. Dropped in front of the left fielder. Rolled past her. Razzo was right there backing up. Held it to a single for Moffitt.
Well, if Razzo's not there to make the catch, Dave, she's there for the backup.
We'll go back to the top of the order. Kylie Swanson. Low, ball 1. Down to second. Gonna go back, gonna get tagged out. Tagged out.
Tag her out, wow.
Great throw by Lomax down to second base when runner hadn't got there. Stopped, decided to go back and thrown out. Caught stealing. First one of those tonight.
Right, yeah, we haven't seen that so far. You know, when the base runner tries to escape the first or second baseman, it really is just a cat and mouse game. You know, go back and forth, back to first, back to second, you know, just trying to evade the opposition, and that time they got her.
Slow developing play.
Right. Sometimes those plays take a really long time, actually.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 out now. This is Kaylee Swanson. She has 3 base hits. Ball hit to center. Razzo in. Yes, this game's over. Rams win 10-7.
Well, Dave, last time the Rams matched up against Sandy, they lost 10-7, and this time what'd they do?
They won 10-7.
That's right.
We've got a lot of people who we want to point out who played really well in this game. One, Portland Razzo. Fitting she makes the last out of the game. She was great at the plate, great out in the field. Rams got good pitching. Grace Schellenkout came in and closed this game out for the win. Rams now go to 7-2 in the Mount Hood Conference, 9-8 overall. Sandy goes to 5-4 in the Mount Hood Conference, 13-8 overall.
Well, what an outstanding game. As you mentioned, Portland Razzo had a truly incredible game. You got to give credit to Sandy at the end of the day. Lots of outstanding plays from multiple Sandy players. Ruby Merrick, pretty solid showing from her.
Taylor Donahue.
Taylor Donahue, she had a phenomenal match, including that diving save and catch that she made earlier in this match, and it was a really entertaining game.
All right, a big break for the Rams winning this game, go to 7-2 now.
It's their 6th straight win
in the Mount Hood Conference. Remember, Nelson is 7-1. Nelson is playing today at David Douglas. David Douglas 0-8, so Nelson likely to be 8-1. Their only loss in conference play is to the Central Catholic Rams. So Rams hanging on for that second spot in the Mount Hood Conference. 14 league games for each team to play. Rams now played 9 and are 7-2. All right, we've got a bunch of people we need to thank. We want to thank, of course, the athletic departments of both of these schools, the head coaches at both these schools, Chelsea Spanier for the Sandy Pioneers, TJ Pineda for the Central Catholic Rams. Did he ever coach a great game on the base paths today? He had the Rams running, and they ran the Pioneers silly out there on the base paths. I want to thank our engineering crew tonight.
That's right.
We had a little bit of a problem to get started, but once we did, it was smooth sailing all the way. Jack, final thoughts about the game?
Well, it was an outstanding game. Central Catholic, they extend their win streak to 6. And entering this game, Sandy, they had a 1-game win streak, and now, after this loss, trying to bounce back soon. And it was a super entertaining game. I had a pleasure calling with you guys. Shout out to, as you mentioned, TJ Pineda, also the head coach, Chelsea Spanier.
The Owens softball complex at Delta Park. I'm Dave Hall. Our final score in 6A Mount Hood Conference softball action. A big win for the Central Catholic Rams as they defeat the Sandy Pioneers 10-7. Good night, everybody.